So as the head of Donald Trump's 2016 propaganda campaign, David Pecker testifies against Donald Trump in a Manhattan courtroom in the criminal trial against Donald Trump for Trump's falsification of business records to interfere with the 2016 election. In the evening, Donald Trump went on one of his new propaganda networks, Newsmax, and interviewed with someone by the name of Greg Kelly. He just runs the same playbook over and over again. I want to share with you what Donald Trump said on this interview. It's deeply disturbing, deeply disqualifying, weird. He incriminates himself further. But I also want to compare it to what President Biden said today as well. I think this ad that President Biden puts out frames the issue perfectly, where President Biden goes, "This election is Scranton versus Mar-a-Lago." President Biden put this out. It's Scranton v. Mar-a-Lago. Are you with the workers? Are you with Americans? Or are you with kind of Donald Trump's weirdo dystopian MAGA billionaire crew, whatever that he, or fake billionaire crew, whatever it is? So let me start off by showing you this clip right here. And we'll start off with Trump's interview. Then I'm going to show you Biden. Let's just go back to back, because I don't know about you. I'm sick of hearing Trump's voice all the time. So I'm going to do Trump, Biden, and you can compare for yourself. It's happening basically at the same time. So here is part of the interview that Trump's giving as part of his campaign, right? This is what Trump's saying that he's trying to do in 2024, right? Talking about issues? No. He's talking about wages? No. Is he talking about protecting Social Security? No. He's talking about anything? No. What he's talking about is how he had many opportunities to arrest Hillary Clinton. He said again, lots of opportunities to arrest Hillary Clinton. That's what he's talking about in 2024, this deranged maniac. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President, quick flashback to 2016, the debate in the town hall with Hillary Clinton. Take a look at this.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
I think you locked up the election with that moment, but you didn't follow through on that, yet they are trying to put you in jail. No, my question is, you were asked about that. You said, look, these are good people. I don't want to hurt them. And I kind of thought that was a very honorable thing to say. What happens if you become president again regarding them and the rest?
Well, let me tell you, I didn't want to. I thought it would be a terrible thing. And there were opportunities, obviously, and good, strong control. Everything was good, but I did not want to. And I thought it would be a terrible thing for our country. They don't care. These people are radical lunatics. They don't care. And they have to be very careful with what they're doing, because it comes back to bite. And you're right about it. I had putting her, that would have been a horrible thing to do, I thought. But they don't mind doing it. And you're talking president, not, look, the wife of Bill Clinton would not have been a nice thing to do. But I felt that way. I really did. I felt that way. And she was quite nasty. And by the way, to this day, she talks about the election. Nobody goes after her. They go after conservative Republicans. They go after Christians. I mean,
okay, compare that to what President Biden was talking about. Donald Trump's 2024 message that he wanted to arrest Hillary Clinton in 2016. President Biden's 2024 message, infrastructure. Play the clip.
We have an infrastructure decade coming. Last guy had infrastructure week and never showed up. But I asked him, I was told that, this is government intervention. I said, sure in hell is.
Next up, you have Donald Trump whining about how his co-conspirators were just indicted in Arizona for trying to overthrow the results of a free and fair election in Arizona. By the way, we have the text messages from Donald Trump's own lawyers talking about admitting that they were committing crimes. Quite literally, in the text messages and emails, you have Trump's lawyers saying, yes, they're committing crimes in Arizona. We don't want to be a part of the crimes. Trump's wackos are out there committing crimes. Trump's lawyers are saying that. We have their exact messages. Here's what Donald Trump's talking about. Again, whining about Arizona and that criminals got indicted. Play this clip.
You know what they want to do? They want to silence you so you don't fight. If you fight, for a fair election, they say it's election interference. Look at Arizona, what they just did with Arizona, the Democrats again. So Republicans or certain people, conservatives, certain people, all of a sudden they'll be silenced. They'll be chilled, as they say. You know the term chilled. I've heard you use it. But they'll be chilled. And they'll be afraid to fight. Because if they say a thing about something that's being, that's crooked in this country, of which we have a lot between the borders and so many other things and our elections, but if you fight, they say, well, these people are conspiracy theorists. We're going to put them in jail. It's a very scary thing that they're doing to this country. I'm not going to let it happen.
And on the other hand, we have President Biden talking about our economy and how we have the strongest economy in the world. Here, play this clip.
It ignited a manufacturing boom, a clean energy boom, a semiconductor boom nationwide. And it's clear we have the strongest economy in the world. That's a fact. 15 million new jobs created in 3.5 years. Unemployment hasn't been this low for this long for 50 years. Wages are rising. Instead of importing foreign products, we're exporting American jobs. We're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Here in America, where they belong. But folks, my predecessor and his MAGA Republican friends have a very different view. They oppose the CHIPS and Science Act that's powering this growth today. In fact, your Congressman, Brandon Williams, called it corporate welfare. Bless me, Father.
So then you have Donald Trump, on the other hand, just saying words. They went from socialism to communism to fascism, just saying word salad. Play the clip.
The communist policy is not good for this country, and it doesn't work. Remember, I used to say a lot at meeting, we will never be a socialist country. Well, I was right. They dropped down to communism instead of fascism, instead of socialism. We skipped right over socialism. That was like, that lasted for about 24 hours.
And you've got Donald Trump once again just lying and saying that, oh, I'll testify. If they want me to testify, I'll testify. But I heard David Pecker did great. David Pecker gave objectively devastating testimony against you today. But that's what Donald Trump is saying. I heard today was a wonderful day in court. Here, play this clip.
Are you more or less likely, you think, to take the stand in the Manhattan case right now? I know.
Well, I would if it's necessary. Right now, I don't know if you heard about today. Today was just incredible. People are saying, the experts, I'm talking about legal scholars and experts, they're saying, what kind of a case is this? There is no case. They had David Pecker testifying today, and he was, people are saying there's no case. There's literally no case. You respect Andy McCarthy and Jonathan Turley and Mark Levin and a lot of people that you know and respect and that I know and respect. And virtually I don't know of one that said there is a case.
And on the other hand, remember I referenced this video earlier. This is the video that the Biden-Harris campaign just put out. Scranton versus Mar-a-Lago. This is a brilliant one. Play this clip.
Mar-a-Lago, my $18 million house on the ocean and the bay.
Because you're all people that have a lot of money. I know 20 of you, and you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts.
But people like Donald Trump learned a different lesson. He learned the best way to get rich is inherit it. He learned that paying taxes was something working people did, not him. He learned that telling people you're fired was something to laugh about. Not in my household, not in my neighborhood. I mean it, sincerely. No joke. Especially being fired because you had no protection. Folks, I guess that's how you look at the world from Mar-a-Lago, where Trump and his rich friends embrace the same failed trickle-down policies that have failed working-class families and union families for over 40 years. But if you grew up where we grew up, nobody handed you anything. Being told you were fired wasn't entertainment. It was devastating.
And by the way, President Biden keeps on getting the support of unions. Take a look right over here. The International Union of Painters president, Jimmy Williams. Brilliant statement. Take a look at this. Play the clip.
Listen, that is the whole reason that our unions came together and endorsed President Biden today. And we have a duty to tell our members the truth. And that is what we're doing. We've started now, and we're going to continue through Election Day to tell our members the truth. Because Donald Trump lied to them. When he promised Infrastructure Week, it never happened. When he promised to help bail out workers' pensions, it never happened. But under a Biden-Harris administration, it did.
And here's the endorsement President Biden just received from the North America Building Trades Union president. Play this clip.
Not in my lifetime have we had a president prioritize the value of America's skilled workers and the work that they do. We see it in his policies, and we also see it in his people. Joe filled agencies with people who actually know the building trades. Marty Walsh, Jessica Lohman, Amanda Lefton, Amy Peterson, Brendan Danaher, Erica Dinkle-Smith, and Ross Templeton are just a few of the many, many to name. With Biden's new Project Labor Agreement executive order, more than 50 projects have been put out for bid with a PLA requirement, and not one agency has asked for an exemption.
And then remember Greg Kelly, as I said, the modern day National Enquirer. Here's what Greg Kelly had to say to Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba. This is just weird and creepy. Play this clip.
Support the campaign and get it out, you know?
And as we say goodnight, if I could see that footage of Alina Habba speaking to the media. And when you come out there and you speak like you do, and quite frankly, I mean, the whole package, it really is something. Even the fake news, they called it astoundingly confident. There's something kind of special happening in those moments. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if it feels different, but it's pretty damned impressive. And it seems to me like you're moving the needle in who knows what kind of ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Greg,
Go ahead.
I really do. And I appreciate you saying that. I'll be honest, that was.
So I think the contrast is clear, but you tell me what you think. Leave a comment below, hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thank you for watching.
Enough! Send it to the big house, not the White House. Get the new exclusive tees, mugs, and stickers right now at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.